Hello, I'm Henry Scalitz and welcome to my Let's Play of Kingdom Come Deliverance on PlayStation 4. Now, I'm still here in Sasau. I've just woken up. I'm just going to deal with some things here. Let's speak to this guy.
Aha, it's you.
I see you look much better.
No, I feel much better. Then I heard it was all down to you. Thank you. If you ever need to know about anything that's going on in Sasau, come and see me. There's nothing much happens here without my knowledge. Thomas is my name.
You woke me over a thing like that.
Okay, Thomas, right.
It had waited.
Phillip from Scalitz. Now, I need to make something for him. I believe it should be in here. Okay, hang on, was that it? Okay, rage. Lullaby. Is it that one? I can't remember now. Let's look it up. Oh, that one. Artemisia potion is the best remedy for purging the guts and should get some somewhere. Okay, so it was the Artemisia one. So let's go back into here. So I need sage and wormwood, and I don't have either. Actually, I don't have the wormwood. I might have sage. Let's see. Check there's none on me pony. No. But I tell you what, I get anything from there? No, I can't. I'm pretty sure there's some wormwood in Nicodemus's garden up here. I'm sure I saw some when I did this on my last game. I think it was around the trees. Thistle. That's it. Thought so. That's dandelion. Might as well pick that while I'm here. Dandelions. You know, I bet that was the only one. Oh, hang on. No, that's just an apple core. Nettle. Is there any more trees? Let's have a look up here. Oh, nettle. There we go. That's what I wanted. There's one being dug there. Ooh. Must be ready for somebody in the in the infirmary. Can't see any sage anywhere. Such disappointment. Okay, I'm guessing I'm gonna have to buy some. Oh, hang on, what's this? Dandelion. Nope. Okie dokies then. Guess I'm gonna have to wake up Nicodemus and buy some sage from him. Excellent. Oh.
May the Lord watch over you.
Well, that's annoying. I should be able to trade with him, but it might just be because he's asleep. I'm just going to wait an hour or two. See what happens. There he is. There we go. Siege. So I need one of them. If I can sell him anything that I don't want. It's like I need to visit the tailor. Sell him a few bits, but yeah, it's hardly worth it. Okay, close the deal.
Pater noster, qui es in celis, sanctificetur nomen tuum, veniat regnum tuum, fiat voluntas tua, sicut in cielo.
Okay. Okay, you'll need spirits, 2 handfuls of wormwood, sage, drop the sage and boil for 1 turn, grind the wormwood, drop the worm, cook for 2 turns. Okay, I need spirits. So 1 for the sage, 2 for the wormwood, which needs grinding. Okay. Oh, forgot to do that again. No, let's just put it back in. Okay. That should be enough. Excellent. And off we go. Phillip. I'm going to head down to the armourer and see if I can recruit him for Pribyslavitz. While I'm down there, I'm going to do some repairs, possibly some buying and selling. Okay, so I've done some trading in Sasau. I've repaired my gear, and I've just been to the bathhouse for a wash and to launder my garments and to heal any wounds I might have had, though I probably didn't need to do that. But it only cost me an hour and didn't actually cost me any money. So that's that job done. So, and now I don't need to speak to him, it's not him I want. Just have to speak to the armourer. There's a possibility of some work with him and also recruiting him for Pribyslavitz.
Any chance of some work?
Well, come to think, there is one rather delicate matter to attend to. A while ago, a holy man came by here. He said he'd come from the Holy Land, and he was selling various relics he'd collected on his travels to pay his way.
I see.
Well, I heard he had some fragments of a sacred sword that once belonged to the fabled Czech Queen of Sheba. But by the time he reached me, he had no pieces left of the sword. All he had was some dubious wares, splinters from our Lord's cross, thorns from the crown, nothing of interest to me.
And where did the pieces of the sword go?
He sold them off to swordsmiths and blacksmiths hereabouts. They just keep them lying around at home for good luck. If I had them, I'd forge them back into a sword. Can you even imagine what power it would command? If you could get me all the pieces of the sword, I'd repay you very handsomely.
Are you sure the Queen of Sheba's a Czech queen?
Who else would she be? Have you not heard of her? Our son priest. She's in the Bible.
Isn't it a bit strange that some pilgrim would have something so valuable?
Are you suggesting he might have been lying? Well, people aren't to be trusted, but this is nothing to joke about. God would smite him in a flash if he made light of holy relics that way.
What kind of power did this sword have?
What do you think? It brought its bearer good luck in combat and protection from enemies.
Where can I find the powers?
Like I said, the smith hereabouts bought them from him. They say the largest piece is with the rat-eyed swordsmith. The bastard probably won't want to sell. But if you manage to swipe it somehow...
I could do with a sword like that. What if you sold it to me?
Well, everything has its price. But this one would be expensive. Getting hold of the bits is one thing. Forging them back together is quite another. That tinkerer from Ratai couldn't manage it.
Well, it does sound very interesting. I'll ask them and see what I can do.
Excellent. You'll see you won't regret it. I'll pay you well.
Okay, I'll see if I can do this as well.
Swordsmith in Pribyslavitz who'll put good, strong steel in my men's hands. Are you interested?
What? Now? When I'm on the verge of forging the most powerful weapon ever seen? The Queen of Sheba's sword? No, I've no time now for anything else.
Okay, right, so I need to do that quest line for him before I can recruit him. So I'll have to do that first. Okay, so now I need to go get some grain. So I'm going to head down to the farm, just on the other side of the church, down there. Come on, Pebbles, where are you? There you are. And see if I can get a good price for that. And then I'll be able to build a tavern, I think.
Hey, Henry's come to see her.
Is it this guy? Like this guy. Ooh, it's the bailiff.
God save you, good night. What can I do for you?
I'd like to buy some grain.
You want to buy grain?
That's what I said. I need regular supplies for Pribyslavitz. I'm in charge of renewing the village.
Well, I never. So Sir Divish really is going ahead with it.
Looks like it.
Well, it's all the same to me. How many bushels will you be wanting?
I'll need fodder for horses, at least 10 strong animals, and wheat for the baker. He'll have to bake for the whole village.
I can arrange that. Only you'll have to put a share back into the Sasau coffers. To cover the cost of the supplies our lord will be losing on account of it.
I understand.
Have you got someone to transport the grain?
I've got a merchant to take care of it.
This is the price.
Is that it? 120? Let's see if we can get a lower price.
Couldn't we do something about the price?
Sorry, I can't, Henry. I've got to manage things properly here. The price is what it is. This is the price.
Fair enough.
I'll shake on that.
Okay, fair enough.
God be with you.
Okay, so that's that sorted. Now, while I was at the bathhouse, I got a message to say that I'd done everything I could for Yahanka, and to go and talk to her. So I'm going to go do that now. So that must mean that everybody in the infirmary is now well. Oh, that wasn't good. I'm having a fit. Where's my horse? I just carried on through. Okay, let's just go check on Phillip.
What happened?
We brought you back to the land of the living.
How? How long have I been unconscious?
For a long time. Your friends have left.
I have to find them.
Rest now. You're going to be very weary for the next week or two. You'll find your friends. They probably ended up in Ratai like most of our folk.
Whoa. Alright. And Henry?
Hmm?
Thank you.
Oh, hello.
Hey, look out! Doesn't even know how to apologise.
It's because Warhorse has not given me the opportunity to apologise.
How are the sick and wounded faring? I don't think there's anything more I can do for them.
You did what you could. Truly. I don't know what I would have done without you. You saved a lot of lives.
Wow, is that it? Okay. That's all I get from your hanker.
Assassin on me. Well, I'll kick his arse.
Oh god, there's 3 of them. Oh!
What's the matter? Come on, I'll send you straight to hell.
Where is he?
Is that all you... Ow!
Okay, so I'm just arriving in Ledechko to check up on Fritz and Matthew. No, he's going in the opposite direction. I'm not getting involved in that. Ooh, trader. I might do that afterwards. Okay. So... there we are, there's Matthew. Seems to be very well dressed.
God's sake, what can I do for you?
Marginally.
Are you happy here?
It's not worth a damn. If I had any choice, you wouldn't see my heels for dust.
Well, what's happened? Did you two get yourselves into trouble?
A fine friend you are, assuming it's our own bloody fault.
Oh, come on. You know what you two are like. I had to ask.
Well, perhaps with that monk. But now, the foreman's got it in for us. If he could, he'd skin us alive.
Always forcing you to work, is he?
If only. That wouldn't be so awful. But nothing we do is good enough for him. There's always some reason for him to yell at us.
I can imagine.
You know what it's like. We do too little, and it takes us too long, and what we eat's worth more than the work we've done, and it's no fun listening to that sort of shit day after day.
And the miller won't stick up for you. I would have thought all the yelling would drive him mad.
Not really. He trusts that loudmouth bastard more than us. He's got us down for a pair of parasites.
I see.
What's so stupid is the mill really needs us. They haven't had any hands here for quite a while, and the mill needs a lot of fixing. But with them around, we can't even get to work.
And you definitely don't... You don't ever provoke him?
I've already told you once, he's an arsehole. I'd say there's nothing we can do about it. If he wants to yell at us, he'll yell at us.
Have you tried talking with him?
What do you think? But that just sets him off. He starts saying we're practically bandits, and what he's going to do about it. That gets Fritz going, and he starts yelling too, and...
Could never have guessed he's like that.
Well, get a job here as a hand, and you'll soon see.
And what does he do during the day? Does he work with you?
Good one. He keeps his eye on everything, but his hand only touches the saw when the miller shows up, which isn't that surprising.
Why?
The last time he did anything, he almost took his thumb off with a chisel. I wouldn't put an axe in those paws of his either.
So, he's clumsy and arrogant. That's what you said about your last master, that Nimoy.
Aye, but at least you could sneak away from old Nimoy for a bit. No chance of that around here.
And what do you want to do about it? Just run away?
Actually, I'd like to stay here, at least for a bit. I never would have thought I'd like working in a mill. But not with him around. It's unbearable. And there's no one I can complain to. But you could.
Me? Do you think they'll listen to me?
They did once already, didn't they? They hired us because of you. You could have another word with them.
Back then, making promises was enough.
Now, it will be worse.
You can forget about the miller. It's Thomas you need to convince. The miller takes his opinion seriously. So, will you do it for us? Again?
Fine. I'll try and talk to him.
I'm glad. But try not to get on his wrong side. You won't get anywhere with him then.
I'll keep that in mind.
Okey-dokey then.
Take care.
Okay, I'm just gonna take my helmet off. Ooh, skills maintenance. Ooh. Stuffing. That's the one I want. Make me a bit quieter with my armour on. I will be looking into wearing lighter armour as soon as I'm able to consider it. Okay, let's take my helmet on because I think it's better if you can see his face when he's talking. Though his charisma's better with it on. I'll leave it on then. Okay, is that... That's Fritz.
My humble greetings. How may I serve you?
The monastery wants you to pay for treatment.
Leave it be.
I won't. What happened?
We might have pummeled his face. But don't get involved anyway. We'll settle it on our own.
Okay.
Wait, who exactly did you pummel?
Well, he kept on bothering us and... in a nutshell, it was his fault and we're not going to talk about it anymore.
But couldn't there be a way to settle it? Maybe he'd let you off the...
There isn't.
Yeah, why not?
Twat, Fritz. The two of you are up to your necks in shit, and you're gonna play tough instead of seeing sense.
Go to hell, Henry. You and Elias. You're one as bad as the other.
Okay.
You're good for nothing, you wretch. I'm not the one who's jobless and almost dying of hunger.
Now you've done it. Good luck then.
Ooh. Am I about to have a fight with Fritz? Oh dear. Oh, I am.
Someone stop him!
Ah! I was not expecting that.
Stop it, both of you!
I'm over here.
Stop it, both of you! Someone stop him!
Matthew told me your foreman's a fool, and you're not exactly filled with Christian love for him.
You better believe it.
What's the state of him now?
Back for everything and drown him in the river.
Drown him? What's he done to you?
It was the first or the second day here. We had a disagreement and I told him off. And then, all of a sudden, we're fighting and that fucker just throws me in the river. I nearly drowned.
Well, how did you get out? I thought you couldn't swim.
I can't. They pulled me out. I was up to my waist in water.
I see. Well, I'd be pretty fucking angry too. So you want to pay him back?
Exactly. I don't give a shit about anything around here, but that bastard's in need of a good trouncing.
I spoke with him briefly and he doesn't seem so horrible.
Then you ought to try working with him. He's a sneaky bastard. And arrogant. You should see how he puffs himself up when he's off to play dice with Lawrence.
Who's Lawrence? Another mill hand?
Aye, but at the neighbouring mill. They call him the Wren. Damned if I know why. Thomas goes there to play dice with him.
Okay.
What about the others at the mill? Are they awful as well?
The miller's an old fool. He believes every word that comes out of Thomas's mouth. It's hopeless. And then there's the miller's daughter. She's a pretty lass, and kind with it. And what can she do? Nothing. Not that it stops Matthew gonna see her. But Thomas is the root of the problem.
Do you think he's jealous? Is she a sweetheart?
He might make puppy dog eyes at her, but most of the time he just struts about like a peacock. I really don't think she's the problem.
And what do you want to do about it? Do you think you can come to an agreement?
No fucking chance. Matthew hopes so because he likes it here. It's true the work's better than the mines, but the pay's worse.
So how do you plan on dealing with it? Leaving?
Perhaps. But first, I want to give Thomas a proper trouncing. I mean a real thrashing.
And you think that will help?
Maybe. Maybe it'll knock some sense into that fat head of his. Or he'll be too frightened to mess with me.
That might help.
So why don't you arrange a fight with him? If we win, he'll leave us alone. Oh, we could...
What?
We could lure him off someplace far away and then wait for him. Maybe to play dice with Lawrence. He would have to go through the dark woods.
I'll think about it.
Goodbye.
Okay, let's go speak to this guy then. Ooh, shouldn't be in here. I'll wait for him to come out. Don't want to upset anybody.
God be with you.
So what do you think about the workers I brought you?
If I hadn't put in a good word for them, the miller would have thrown them out by now.
I heard them say something else.
So they're complaining, are they? I provide for them, and all they do is slack off.
Isn't it the miller who provides for them?
He can't manage the work anymore. If it weren't for me, there'd be nothing left standing around here.
But you need the help anyway, and they're pretty handy.
Maybe, but they're in no danger of overworking themselves. They act like they're too good for the mill, and I saw them eyeing up Jane.
Nothing strange about that. She's a pretty girl, and she's of an age to marry.
It's not marriage they've got on their minds. They'd have their way with her, then before her belly started to grow, they'd have run for the hills.
Look, we can reach an agreement. You need the mill fixed, they need the money. If they have peace to do their work, they'll be able to finish it faster.
But...
And then they'll take their groschen and leave. The mines will open again, and the faster they get their money, the quicker they'll be gone.
But do you really think I can trust them to do it? Will they do their work and leave? And leave Jane alone in the meantime?
Of course. They're not interested in the mill. They just need the coin to pay their debts. Once they've got enough, they'll have no reason to stay here.
I never thought we could sort it out this way.
I've known them for a long time, and you can rely on them when it comes to this. Everybody will be better off.
All right. If they keep their part of the bargain, I'll even give them a few extra groschen. But woe betide them if they don't. You can tell them that. God be with you.
Okay, let's talk to Matthew then. Your doubts will be very happy about this.
It took some doing, but I made a deal with him.
I'm glad to hear it. So we can stay here? He'll leave us be?
He'll leave you alone, but there are conditions. Once you finish your job, you'll vanish from here. But you'll get an extra groschen or two for your troubles.
And that's it? I thought... Never mind.
Oh, and you're to stop dallying with the miller's daughter. Keep on mucking about with her and you'll muck things up for yourselves.
The fucking bastard. He can go fuck himself. He'd better give us enough groschen to make it worth it. But I suppose I should thank you. You may have bought us some peace and quiet, and that's better than nothing. Here's something for your help.
Ew. Okay.
Farewell.
Okay, quest completed. Brilliant. Okay, it's not what I wanted to do. Okay, I'm going to go for first aid 2. Right then. So that's that quest completed. I'm guessing this is Millmaid Jane, who I can't talk to. That's a shame. Okay. So what's next? I've done it again. Wants Fritz and Matthew to pay for treatment. That doesn't seem right to me. Okay, so I can go deal with that. I can probably deal with the weeds while I'm at it. Okay, and I'll go deal with the weeds as well. Kidokis then. So I need to go back to Sasau. You know what? What's this? Livestock from Rattay. Yeah, I'm gonna go deal with that. Ah.
What's the matter? Come on! And you straight out!
Got him. Oh. He's down. Where's the other guy gone? I got him as well. Okay. Dried fruit, groschen, tight red hose, some hunter's gloves, oh, bread. Okay, looks like I took a bit of damage. Press on. Okay, so I'm going to do some repairs to my armour, and then I'm going to carry on to Sasau. Okay, so I'm just heading into the monastery to deal with Elias, and then once I've done that, I'm going to head to bed, and then I think I'll end the video there. And then I think in the morning I'll be coming to do some weeding for Nicodemus.
And who are you?
Brother Elias.
What do you do here?
What I can. I'm just trying to help the Skalitz locals as much as I can.
How long have you been helping here?
Since before the refugees arrived. It was much less crowded back then.
And what do you do here exactly?
Mainly, I help Brother Nicodemus. Occasionally, I keep watch at night in case someone takes a turn for the worse. Sometimes I have to hold the patient down, or fetch and carry things.
Do you know anything about healing?
A little. I can manage the basics, but without Brother Nicodemus, I'd never be able to deal with the more difficult cases.
Thank you. I heard you had a fight with Fritz and Matthew.
Heathens.
So it was you they fought with?
Yes, it was me. And I hope I'll never have to see those wastrels again.
They deserve to be ousted, but the debt? How are they ever going to pay it?
I really don't care. Let them live in penury. Brutes.
Isn't that a little unchristian? You wouldn't want personal spite to ruin their lives, would you?
Well, those were just idle threats, really. If they come and apologize, there's always a possibility of forgiveness.
Okay. Tell Fritz the news. Brilliant. Okay, so I'm going to go head to the tavern to sleep. Thank you for watching. I'm Henry Skalitz. You can find me on Twitter at hskalitz. I'm also on Twitch. My handle on there is hskalitz. And thank you for watching, and good night.